All right, welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Morning Smoke. I'm here, look, Mella Miller and with Darth Truth underscore 1987. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out our first segment because my co-host is a Sith Lord. He's still wearing, he's still wearing red. Anyway,
Gotta do what I gotta do, man.
look, man, we're here in the world of sports, and there's a lot of they call this the dead period, but it seems to be a lot of silliness going on out here in the
A lot of
sports
activity.
world.
A lot of
You know,
activity.
so look, I'm gonna start off here with some news. NBA legend, 88-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
11-time world champ,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
top 20, 30 player of all time,
Wow. Wow.
Bill Russell, Celtic great,
Uh,
has passed away.
yes.
Um, to look when one passes, usually those that survive reflect on the life of that person that had passed.
Mm-hmm.
In the era in which Bill Russell dominated, there was a lot of civil rights things in which he stood up for. There's a lot of changes in the league, a lot of hurdles in which he faced and overcame to pave the way for those, to come.
Right.
Now, I give him much props for that. Now, he lived his life behind the scenes after he left the game. And he always tend to have something negative to say, in my opinion, about people here, there, critiquing this and that. I think one thing that eluded Bill Russell, because he went back on himself a couple different times, was there's more than one way to skin a cat, sir. And he was very dogmatic in his approach, and he believed it should happen a certain way in laser like focus. So while he did it his way and he accomplished some things, he wanted to criticize, even LeBron James, who most people recognize as squeaky clean and has a tremendous track record off the court, to help those around him. So it's just one of them things where my fandom of Bill Russell is not great. He was well before me. I look at his game. I see a man average 17, 18 points, tons of rebounds, height. He definitely had the height in that area, and he had the team. If you looked at that era in which he played, so when I reflect back on, say, his career, I said top 20, top 30, and I mean what I say. Some people that have him in the top 10, he's not in my top 10. I'll just be controversial all day long on him. He's not in my top 10. And I would have said that, with the man living. I just wasn't impressed from an overall, he had a lot of people around him that put the ball in the bucket, so he didn't focus on that. But he had no range to his game. He was a putback guy, and he just wasn't a scorer in that way. He won because he was on dominant teams. I don't know how much credit I give in that era of there being two franchises and all of them that dominated the game. Those teams owned players for life almost. Free agency was not a thing in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the teams with the money, my co-host doesn't want the salary cap. He wants it to be an all-out bidding war. We're just be going backwards to the Celtic days where they bought all the players and owned them for life. So I don't know what to tell you, co-host, but that's my thoughts on Bill Russell. I mean, no disrespect to the man. I am reflecting on his life, and some good, some bad, some ugly, and some overrated things in there. So what you got on him, man?
I mean, first of all, before I get started, look, everybody ain't gonna be your golden poster child of LeBron James. Okay? You don't have to compare everybody to LeBron James because LeBron James ain't even I'm sorry, the cusp. Um, so therefore, let's not compare him to him all the time. Um, LeBron James still chasing shadows. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Bill Russell, in my opinion, is one of the greatest players to ever do it. He's not. If I was doing a ranking system, he would not make my top 10 either, only because I have favorites, obviously. Now, when it comes to other things and things of that nature, you may have him in your top 10, and I respect that. I definitely respect it. He's an 11-time NBA champion, so he definitely deserves the conversation to be in that top 10. He doesn't make mine, unfortunately, because I have other favorite players that I like. Other than that, though, there are some interesting things that I didn't know about Bill Russell. I did not know that he was the NBA's first black head coach. Never knew that. That's something that I learned about him. So he's done it on three areas. He was a player, he was a champion, and he was a coach. He was also a really big activist as well too. During that time, like my co-host said, during the civil rights movements and things of that nature, a lot of things he did to voice his to have his voice on that platform. So I do commend him for that as well too. He was actually awarded the Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama in 2011, which is actually the nation's highest civilian honor that you can get. So I thought that was pretty cool as well too. And of course, the NBA did honor his life when he was alive because he was actually awarded with the Lifetime Achievement Award as well too. So he's done great things, not only just on the court but also in life as well too. And he should be honored for these things instead of my co-host trying to compare him to someone who is still chasing shadows. But need, we'll leave that alone because I don't want to give all of my time to that guy, as we always do on every single show. We're not going to give that to him. We're going to give that to Bill Russell because he earned it. So there we go. That's what I think about that.
Oh, good. You like many people, when one passes, you want to focus on the good. And I when I pass America, I want you to say the good, the bad, the ugly.
It's
It's
going to
as
be more
simple
bad.
as that.
It's going to be more bad than good. So keep going.
So be it. So be it. I also wanted to talk in other news. We'll switch leagues here. NFL. We talked about the crazy contract of Kyler Murray. What was
Yep.
it, 252 million? Am I right?
Yep. Yep.
Uh 5 years, $252 million extension. But it had crazy clauses in it, one of which was he had to do 4 hours of study, per week, off
Yeah.
the outside of the organization or something silly. What a
Yep.
lot of people were dubbing the homework clause.
Yeah.
And it became such a big topic that he came out with a press conference. And
Mm-hmm.
he had went back into negotiations with the Cardinals, and they removed the clause. Don't
Mm-hmm.
remove it now. Don't remove it now, Kyler. You signed the contract the first time.
Yeah.
You knew what was in there. And I get everything he said in his press conference. For his size, for him to not study film would be suicide. There'd be no way
Mm-hmm.
that he would be able to come out there and do what he does. He's a two-time Pro Bowler. He's a He's the only, one of the few teams in Texas history, or maybe the only one to go 43-0. In his high school career in Texas, which is crazy because that's one of the top states. In college, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. In the pros, he's done nothing but light the league on fire. And yet,
Mm-hmm.
there's a homework clause in there. Well, you should have said these things during negotiation.
Absolutely.
But you signed a contract with the homework clause because that 252 million was talking to you. Now people,
Mm-hmm.
talking crazy and making fun of you. Now you want to clap back. That's not on the Cardinals. It's on you, Kyler. Hashtag accountability. But that's my thought on it. In the end, it's gone. But that's not on the Cardinals at all. What's your thoughts on that, co-host?
I think it's twofold, honestly. Yes, I do agree with that. If you're in negotiations and there's something that you don't like, you don't sign. As simple as that. It's no different at any other job. If you're getting, written up for something and it's something that you believe in your heart that you did not do, you don't sign it. Because when you sign it, that means you're admitting to said clause, or note or whatever that may be. So I do agree with that. I do also think it's on the Cardinals, not as heavily as Kyler, obviously. But I think it does I think there's something on it. Not necessarily that they meant any, malice or anything behind it, but if you're thinking of, how African American, not just quarterbacks, but just athlete as a whole, are looked through different industries and things of that nature. They do think a certain way about African American athletes when it comes to, that they don't put in the time. They're lazy. They don't study like they should. They don't do this. They don't do that. So there is a lot of stigma that comes between that. And when that came out, that's only adding fuel to that fire. So I think that it probably could have been handled a different way, in my opinion. However, I do agree that it's not all on the Cardinals. I mean, like I said, if you don't like it, don't sign it. I mean, it's really that simple. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just it just rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm glad that he stood up for himself, but he lost a little bit of respect from me there. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, what you
He's
got
also
for us in
young.
the sports
It's
world,
a,
man?
it's a, he's young too. It's a learning experience for him. So I mean, he's going to
Well,
have
it's gonna
probably
be a
other
learning that
contacts.
he gonna learn. He got a lot to learn. He's young, and you giving him $252 million. So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. We
We'll
will
see.
definitely see. So
We're gonna be talking fantasy in our third segment. See if Kyler Murray name comes up anytime.
wow, wow, wow. Don't pick
What
him
you got
this year
for us,
either.
ball?
That's all. Anyway, because my co-host is already smoky. We're gonna talk a little bit about Draymond Green. So we mentioned him a little bit in our last podcast, I believe. We talked about his podcast and how boisterous he's been and some things he's been talking about. We talked about him talking about that his 2017 Warriors could beat the Chicago Bulls led by Michael Jordan. We've talked about where he had a back and forth between him and Kendrick Perkins, and some other people that he has dubbed to be the old media. Um, so he's just been on fire here as of late. Now he is talking that he wants and believes he deserves a max contract extension from the Warriors. Um, it's been an uproar because now there are some rumors. I don't know how true the rumors are, but there are some rumors that he is maybe enticing the pot by saying that he's willing to go look for his money, and that be with the Lakers. There's also been a report about that as well too. Him playing with LeBron James. I'm gonna put it like this, Draymond. I'm happy that you're a Warrior right now. I'm happy that you were able to contribute to 4 championships for the Warriors in these past 8 years. But I'm gonna put it like this: um, if we were to lose you, I don't think they would lose any sleep. I'm just gonna keep it real. There's a reason why they have not extended an extension to you, sir. One, they're more concerned about the future of the Warriors. They have people like Jordan Poole and others that are still in the ways of getting paid to stay on the team and things of that nature because they're thinking of the future. Draymond, you are cool for the system of the Warriors, but I do feel if you go anywhere else, you probably won't be as successful. I'm just going to be honest. It's not really much you bring to the floor other than your silliness of defense, other than you averaging a quadruple single, other than you just being the loudest person on the court. So if from a Warriors fan who likes the Warriors, um, it would be I wish you good day and I wish you success in your future because I would not be trying to get you to come back. I have been saying multiple times, get rid of Draymond, but nobody wants to pick up your money. Nobody wants to take that. There's a reason why they don't want to take that money because you're not worth it, and you're asking for more money. Stop it. Just stop it. Be glad that you're getting paid, but you're getting paid now. Be glad that the owner is willing to go into the luxury for what he has you getting right now. You think he wants to go more in the luxury for you? Get out of here with that. New media that because that's trash. So if you are to leave, deuces. Peace. Have a good time. Go play with LeBron. You probably won't be successful there either because he's still the main ball man there. You can't shoot. You can barely lay it up. So who is he? So what else are you gonna do if you're not passing it? Because that's LeBron's job. So what are you gonna do? Exactly. That's my thoughts on it. You go ahead and say what you gotta say. I know you're gonna defend him. I have a feeling. I feel that you're gonna defend him because he mentioned that he wanted to play with LeBron. And that's okay. That's all right. You can take him. You want to take him today? I will fly to San Francisco right now and you can take him. Get him out of here. Goodbye. Bye.
It's real sad. It's real disrespectful to not give
Yeah.
this man the appreciation that he's due, the respect that he
Yeah, okay.
has earned, being the
Didn't you just dog him
backbone,
didn't you just dog him 2 podcasts ago?
being the backbone, being the
Oh,
heart
okay. All
and
right.
soul of this Warriors
He's not.
franchise
He's
for
definitely not.
close to a decade now.
He's not the
And
heart
and
and
I'm
soul.
just I'm shook. I cannot believe how you're dogging this man. He is the only resemblance of toughness on that entire team. Steph is soft. Clay ain't no tough guy. Wiggins can't even really read. Wiseman can't
Let me
stay on the
let me ask,
court. Iggy is 40
let me ask you
years
this.
old.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What's the object of basketball? What's the
What
object of
you mean?
basketball?
To
What's
have
the
more points
main
at the end of the day. Yeah.
and how do you get points in
No,
basketball?
no, that's not what I said. I said to have more points than your opponent by the end of the day. So how you can reach that goal
Right.
is a combination of scoring, defense, will, character, teamwork, all kind of different things.
But, but number one, scoring, right?
Nah, not necessarily.
So you can win the game on just playing defense the whole time. You got to put the
I
ball in the cup
I just named
eventually,
like
right?
5, 6 different things. So
Okay, you go ahead and
you're
take him and
part
see
of
how
the
it
you're
does with the
part of the
Lakers.
you talk about new age media. You part of the new age NBA fan. It's all offense for you. I, on the other hand, remember the game and I preach both sides of the ball. That's me. But I don't know what to tell you. What I
You
can
got
say
the
is,
ball in the hole. He can't do that.
without Draymond, y'all getting knocked around. Y'all gonna score some
That's
buckets,
not true.
sure. I just think y'all getting knocked
That's
around.
not
Y'all
true.
gonna get punked out there.
That's not true. Absolutely not true.
Who's your tough guy?
You don't need a tough guy when you're shooting from
Yeah.
half court.
Yeah, you the new age. Yeah, that's cool. I just don't.
Go
Look,
ahead.
that's not how I see basketball. Is that me defending
Go ahead, take
Draymond? I don't know if I'm
Yes.
defending him or not, but I definitely don't like how you coming for him.
Hey, you can take him to LA, and then he can play with Glass, AD. He can play with terrible Russell Westbrook, and see how your team performs. Take him. He can leave. Get up out of here. Guarantee you won't go to any type of final play.
I didn't even mention it one time, but
I know you did, but you thought it. You thought it. That's the only reason
but
why you bring it up.